A new era has started in San Diego Padres baseball. The Nick Pivetta time in the brown and gold gets underway with striking out the side. Let's talk about what this means for the pitching rotation and maybe even for the bullpen and beyond. What's going on, everybody? I'm Christian Pedersen. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Padres Digest, your source for somebody just to be here to ride shotgun with you on all the ups, downs, in-betweens, emotional flows, factual reactions, overreactions, underreactions. We got it all for you. I need to just ask one quick obligatory thing. You know the medium, you know YouTube. I got to ask you, hit that subscribe button, please. We got to switch this graph around. Baseball people are stat people. I know we like those numbers, so we got to flip that bottom number, the subscribe. We appreciate all the new viewers, but hit the subscribe button so that A, I can bring you all the content all year long. You don't have to go hunting it down. And B, you can help flip that number and increase my podcaster war. Thank you, everybody. Let's talk about Nick Pivetta. Let's go back to showing you those glorious highlights of him striking out the side. Look, it's a debut in spring training, so I'm not going to say it translates out to what 200 innings of this guy looks like, but for those of you who were not familiar with his numbers last year, here is what he did. 145 innings is a very reasonably good workload for a fourth starter for the San Diego Padres this year. I think that would be a fantastic 27. Like, everything on this page is great. His ERA, if he could get it into the threes, like a 3.75 as a four starter, I think you're sitting really pretty as the Padres. And so to me, what we see here is, at least, if nothing else, just a really, really good first step in the right direction of this guy can be the perfect measure to fill out. Like, reasonably, we need four. You can't get away with three unless they are three of the best in baseball. And we have three really good starters. We don't have the best three starters in all of baseball. I don't think any team has that on their rotation this year. We have three really good starters. We need a fourth to kind of extend that. You can get away with four in the playoffs. So I'm not worried anymore about the pitching competition beyond four. But if four can be a rock solid one, and if we can look at Pivetta through a couple more starts in spring and be like, yes, we're going to get exactly, they are who we thought we were. Roll that Mike Gundy footage. They are who we thought. We're going to get exactly what we need. We're going to get us somewhere in the high threes, low fours, fourth starter who's going to eat up innings, who's going to facilitate bullpen rest days when they need it, who's going to probably have a couple of really highs, a couple of really lows. But I think that this is a fantastic first sign, because then that allows us to talk about the 5 spot in the rotation being the only one that everybody has to compete for. So let me give you the TLDR of just kind of everything else that is going on with the pitching competition for 5, and who's in, who's out, who's maybe looking at some good bullpen time. The first one on the positive side is that Matt Waldron and Stephen Kolek are both having really solid starts to spring. Waldron has made 2 starts. Kolek has made a start and a relief appearance. They are the 2 innings pitched relievers, or the innings pitched leaders for the Padres in spring, and right now Kolek has not allowed a run. Waldron has allowed 1 run over his 5 innings. Like, these guys, spring training, it all comes at situational ebbs and flows. I'm not going to say one has won out or the other, but these guys, I think, have made themselves the 2 options. At the other end of the spectrum, Randy Vasquez was somebody that I think a lot of people had pegged as also being in that competition. He has been touched up a reasonable amount. So to me, you put Vasquez out of that competition, Waldron and Kolek. I have also talked about liking Adrian Morejon in that mix as a lefty, but even if you just throw him arbitrarily as like, oh, in consideration, that puts you at 3 guys for that 5 spot, which is fantastic. I think Waldron or Kolek, you could make an argument for. Waldron is cute. Waldron is fun. I say if they get comparable numbers like this, obviously they both make the team. So you have that you don't even have to shuttle someone up and down from AAA. And that's where this is fantastic to have Pivetta setting all this up, is that then also you throw in Morejon into that conversation, and you're already talking about 2 guys in the bullpen who can be long guys, who can be variable guys, who can also be flopped back in to be that starter if the 5 spot isn't working out for whoever. You don't have to go dipping down into the minor leagues. Beyond that, we have seen somewhere between 2 and 4 appearances for the vast majority of the pitching staff. There is nothing else to report to you in terms of major oh my goshes. Right now, it really is that Pivetta is perfect, it looks like, for that 4 spot. That sets up a domino effect of 5, now becomes 3 guys in competition for it. Vasquez is out. It's Matt Waldron, Stephen Kolek, Adrian Morejon for that 5 spot. But not for just the 5 spot and then the minors. I think it's 5 spot and then the other 2 guys make the bullpen and enhance the bullpen and give the Padres some actual depth, which we didn't think we had 4 weeks ago. Look where we are now. Let's move that panic meter down one more notch. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Let me know what you think of the starting pitching competition going on right now in spring for the Padres, or if you think there is somebody else that I have not gotten to that you think is going to sneak up and take that 5 spot. Also, like I said at the beginning, please hit that subscribe button to help improve my podcast reward. Until then, keep the faith. Friar Faithful, we'll talk to you soon.